Imagine waking up each morning not only feeling energized and clear-headed, but also knowing that, at the cellular level, your body is performing better than it did decades earlier. For most, this might sound like the stuff of science fiction, a dream that time and aging are inevitable forces, steadily eroding our vitality and health. But for Dr. David Sinclair, a leading Harvard geneticist and one of the world's foremost researchers on aging, this is not a far-off fantasy. At 54 years old, Dr. Sinclair reports feeling younger, healthier, and more vibrant than he did in his 20s. His story and the science behind it offer a roadmap for anyone who wants to not just slow, but potentially reverse the physical and mental decline we associate with growing older. To understand how Dr. Sinclair achieved this remarkable transformation, it's important to first challenge one of our deepest beliefs, that aging is an unavoidable part of life. In his influential book, Lifespan: Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to, Sinclair argues that aging is not simply a natural process, but a disease, a condition that can be treated, delayed, and even, to some extent, reversed. This radical idea is not just philosophical. It's rooted in decades of cutting-edge research into the underlying mechanisms of cellular aging. Sinclair's theory centers on the concept of information loss. Over time, the intricate instructions encoded in our DNA and the systems that interpret those instructions begin to degrade. Cells lose their ability to function optimally, to repair themselves, and to coordinate with each other. This is the root cause, Sinclair suggests, of the gradual breakdown we experience as aging, from wrinkled skin and weakened muscles to slower thinking and increased vulnerability to disease. But here's the good news. By understanding and targeting the specific biological pathways involved in this process, we can push back against the tide of aging. And Sinclair's own life provides a living laboratory for these strategies. Let's explore the core principles that have allowed Dr. Sinclair to turn back his biological clock, and how you can apply them in your own life to feel younger, stronger, and more alive. First, let's talk about exercise. Most people associate youth with energy, strength, and resilience. Yet many of us approach fitness as a chore, spending hours on the treadmill or lifting weights without a clear strategy. Sinclair, however, takes a different approach. He recommends high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, just 3 times a week for about 10 minutes per session. The idea is not to exhaust yourself, but to briefly push your body into a state known as hypoxia, when oxygen levels dip and your muscles are forced to work harder. This creates a positive stress on the body, activating repair mechanisms, building muscle, and improving cardiovascular health. More importantly, it stimulates the same anti-aging pathways in your cells that are triggered by fasting or plant polyphenols. Research shows that as little as 30 minutes of HIIT per week can reduce your risk of chronic diseases by up to 30%, improving your blood work and overall vitality. But exercise is just one piece of the puzzle. What and when you eat plays a crucial role in how old you feel. Sinclair practices time-restricted eating, a form of intermittent fasting. Unlike traditional diets that focus on calorie counting or food groups, this approach emphasizes the timing of your meals. Sinclair typically eats within a 6-hour window each day, allowing his body to fast for 16 to 20 hours. Why does this matter? Extended fasting periods activate autophagy, the body's internal recycling system. During autophagy, cells break down and remove damaged components, making space for new, healthy parts to form. This process not only supports cellular health, but also triggers longevity genes, like sirtuins, that are responsible for repairing DNA and maintaining optimal function. Fasting also improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and sharpens mental clarity. Many people worry that fasting will leave them weak or hungry, but Sinclair reports the opposite. After a few weeks, he says your body adapts, learning to generate its own glucose and energy. Hunger fades and energy levels rise, leaving you feeling sharper and more focused than before. Of course, what you eat still matters. Sinclair advocates for a mostly plant-based diet, but with a unique twist. He seeks out what he calls xenohormetic plants, those that have been exposed to environmental stress, such as drought, cold, or pests. When plants are stressed, they produce higher levels of polyphenols, natural compounds that serve as their own defense mechanisms. When humans consume these polyphenols, they activate similar stress resistance pathways in our own cells, promoting repair and resilience. Examples of these foods include matcha green tea, which is rich in EGCG, a powerful antioxidant, dark leafy greens like spinach, olive oil high in oleic acid, and colorful fruits and vegetables like dark berries, red grapes, and purple cabbage. These foods aren't just nutritious, they act as natural medicines, turning on the same anti-aging genes that exercise and fasting do. Beyond diet and exercise, Sinclair's daily routine includes a careful selection of supplements, though he is quick to caution that these are personal choices, not universal prescriptions. He emphasizes that he has no financial ties to supplement companies and does not endorse products. Still, his regimen is informed by years of research and experimentation. The three key compounds he takes are resveratrol, NMN, and metformin. Resveratrol is a molecule found in the skin of red grapes, known for its ability to activate longevity genes. Sinclair mixes it with yogurt to enhance absorption. NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, is a precursor to NAD+, a molecule essential for cellular energy, DNA repair, and the activation of sirtuins. NAD+ levels decline as we age, and boosting them may help restore youthful function. Metformin, a widely used diabetes drug, has also shown promise in reducing cancer risk, cardiovascular disease, and inflammation, even in people without diabetes. It's crucial to note that supplements and medications should never be started without consulting a healthcare professional. What works for one person may not be appropriate for another, especially given individual differences in health status and genetics. Just as important as what Sinclair adds to his routine are the things he leaves out. He avoids 5 major aging accelerators: sugar, refined carbohydrates, red meat, dairy, and alcohol. Sugar, particularly refined sugars like fructose and glucose, is a silent driver of inflammation, insulin resistance, and chronic disease. Sinclair avoids sugary drinks, fruit juices, and even limits sweet fruits. Refined carbohydrates such as white bread, pastries, and breakfast cereals cause rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar, leaving you fatigued and hungry. Red meat, especially in large quantities, has been linked to heart disease, high cholesterol, and overactivation of growth pathways like mTOR, which may speed up aging. While Sinclair admits he enjoys steak, he limits his intake, focusing instead on plant proteins and healthy fats. Dairy, another staple in many diets, was surprisingly detrimental to his health markers, prompting him to eliminate it as well. And while moderate red wine was once thought to have benefits, new research suggests that even small amounts of alcohol may increase the risk of age-related diseases, leading Sinclair to abstain almost entirely. It's easy to be overwhelmed by such a comprehensive approach, but Sinclair insists that you don't need to make all these changes overnight. Instead, he recommends starting small. Skip sugar when you can, add more greens to your plate, experiment with fasting for 14 to 16 hours, and exercise to the point where you're breathing hard. Each of these steps, he says, delivers real benefits, and over time, their effects compound. Underlying all of Sinclair's advice is a powerful message. How old you feel tomorrow depends on what you do today. Aging is not an unalterable fate, but a process you can influence, slow, and even, to some extent, reverse. So, what does this mean for you? Imagine taking control of your health journey, not just to add years to your life, but life to your years. Picture yourself waking up with more energy, clearer thinking, and a sense of purpose, knowing that the choices you make each day are helping you become the healthiest, most vibrant version of yourself. The science of aging is still evolving, and no one has all the answers. But the core principles that Sinclair lives by, intelligent exercise, mindful eating, harnessing the power of fasting, choosing nutrient-rich foods, cautious supplementation, and eliminating harmful habits, are accessible to almost everyone. If you're ready to begin your own transformation, start by making one small change. Swap out a sugary drink for water or green tea. Add an extra serving of leafy greens to your lunch. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Try eating dinner a little earlier and see how your body feels with a longer overnight fast. As you build these habits, pay attention to how your body responds. Do you sleep better? Is your mind clearer? Do you feel more resilient, both physically and emotionally? Over weeks and months, these changes can add up, shifting your trajectory from decline to renewal. Sinclair's story is not just about looking younger or living longer, It's about reclaiming agency over your own health. It's about recognizing that your biology is not fixed, but responsive to the signals you send it through food, movement, stress, and rest. With every decision, you have an opportunity to activate your body's repair systems, to nurture your cells, and to invest in a future where you feel not just older, but wiser, stronger, and more alive. The road to vibrant health is not without challenges. There will be setbacks, cravings, and moments of doubt. But by focusing on progress, not perfection, and by embracing the science-backed strategies pioneered by leaders like Dr. Sinclair, you can make meaningful strides toward a younger, healthier you. So, are you ready to challenge what you thought you knew about aging? Are you willing to experiment, to learn, and to invest in your own vitality? If so, you are already on the path to being younger tomorrow than you are today. Start now. Your future self is waiting and will thank you for every step you take.